So, welcome to channel Learn with Akanksha. In this video, we are going to learn about language translators. Now, you might be thinking, what is language translators? Language translators, and we are not going to talk about converting from English to Hindi or Hindi to English like that. No. Language translators means we are going to discuss about computer language translators. Okay, so there are three types of language translators, that is assembler, compiler and interpreter. Now you might be thinking why we use these translators. So basically here I will tell that computer understands only binary language. And what is binary language? That is the mixture of 0 and 1. Can you understand the language of 0 and 1? Can I understand the language of 0 and 1? No, we cannot understand that. So that's why there is a communication between computer and us. Now, let's say, now if the Prime Minister of France comes to India for Republic Day, okay, now he cannot understand in Hindi. Okay, but if Modi gives a speech in Hindi, then French Prime Minister cannot understand Hindi, right? So there will be a translator person who will convert Hindi to English and English to Hindi. So that is the work bit of a language translator in computer as well. It gains a method of communication between us and the computer. So now we are going to start about assembler first of all. Okay, discuss about assembler. What is an assembler? Assembler is a low-level programming language that uses symbolic codes to represent machine-specific instructions. It's used to write programs that can be executed directly by the computer's processor. So, it's a low-level language. Now, what do you mean by low-level language? Low-level language means it is very much closer to the machine. Now, that means it's the combination of 0 and 1. Now, whenever we talk about assembler, we cannot forget to talk about mnemonics. Mnemonics are the special part of assembler. So, assembler converts the program written in assembly language to machine code or object code. That is 0 and 1. For converting high level language to machine code, compiler and interpreter are used. So we will discuss about them as well. But now first of all, let's discuss about assembler in quite more details. Okay. So, first of all, we write the program in 0 and 1, that is the machine code. So, that's why we cannot understand that machine code. That's why assembler converts the program written in assembly language to machine code or object code. Okay, so now when we talk about this assembler, it's uses symbolic code as I told mnemonics, that is MOV, ADD, JMP. These are the certain machine specific instructions. Now, what do you mean by machine specific instructions? When we talk about machine specific instructions, these are only specific to one particular machine. It can be like there are different CPUs, so each of the CPUs have different combination of registers. So one CPU, suppose I have a CPU A, you have a CPU B, so CPU A has different registers and CPU B has different registers. So maybe the program which we write in CPU A, that same program will not be applicable in CPU B. That's the difference between the machine specific, that is called as actually machine specific instruction. So this assembly language is a machine specific language. If we are writing a program in assembly language in machine A, we cannot use that same program in machine B. That's the difference. Now, next is translated to machine code. Assembler code is translated into machine code using an assembler program. That is the assembler. Okay, I hope for everyone assembly language is clear, assembler is clear. So you can come if you have any queries to any of the topic, you can also comment me in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to assist you with the answers. Okay, now let's moving forward. We will discuss about the what's a compiler. Compiler is a program that translates source code written in high level programming language into machine code that can be executed directly by the computer's processor. Okay, so now here we are going to discuss about pre-processing, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, optimization and code generation. So what is a compiler? First of all, the preprocessor reads the source code, expands macros and includes header files. So here what's happening is that First of all, in compiler, let me first of all brief you. Compiler converts the high level language to machine code before execution of the program. Okay, so first of all, we write a program that is called in first.c. Suppose we're writing a program in C language. What's your favorite language? You can comment me in your comment section. I will make videos on that as well. Okay, we'll discuss about that afterwards. So first of all, let's discuss that you are writing a program in C and saving it as first.c. Okay, so what compiler will do? Compiler will convert the first.c into object code. Okay, so what's happening in the object code now? So compiler will work under three steps, that is translation, linking and loading. So all these three steps will take place in compiler. So first of all, it will convert our code which we write in high level programming language to object code, and then here after that the data will be taken to the exe file. Okay, so here there will be an object code which will be created. So time to execute the compiled program is very less. Why it is very less? Because here what's happening is that we are writing a program, we will get the list of errors at the end, and if we rectify all the errors, then only the program will be executed and then only the program will be run. Okay, so debugging, that's why is quite tougher in case of compiler. If no error is there in the program, then only object code will be created. If any one error is also there, then the object code will not be created. And if object code is not creating, it can't be executed. That's the process of compiler. Once successfully, let me tell you more particularly that once you successfully execute the program after linking and loading, the executable file will be created. So to run this file, we need of the source code, no need of the source code. We can directly run the executable file again and again with different inputs. So we are writing a source code in machine A, that same source code can be run in machine B. There is no need to change it because it is not machine specific like assembly language. Okay, so with different inputs, like we are giving different inputs and A is equal to 2, B is equal to 5, then different program we are giving A is equal to 5, B is equal to 2. Doesn't matter, we can run that same source code in different machines with different inputs, and accordingly we will get the outputs. So remember my point that compiler needs more memory as well, because it needs an extra memory for the object code to be stored. That is called as compiler. Okay, we have certain points such as syntax analysis. So that we have already discussed in brief that compiler analyzes the source code for syntax errors and ensure that it follows the language grammar rules. Semantic analysis. The compiler checks the source code for semantic errors such as type mismatches and ensures that it follows the language semantic rule. So you can follow my PPT for your notes as well. So here I have mentioned some specific points which can be used as the features of compiler. Okay, after compiler we will forward to interpreter. So what is an interpreter? Interpreter is a program that directly executes the instructions in a programming language without compiling them into machine code first. Okay, so now see, here what's happening. First of all, we will write a program in high level programming language, and that program will be converted to machine code by the interpreter in between. Okay, so interpreter converts the high level program to machine code while the program is executing. It will do multiple tasks together. It will not do one by one. It's not a slow poke. Okay, so in case of interpreter, what's happening? But there are certain drawbacks for interpreter as well. So it acts upon the interpretation module. So first of all, it will take first line. Okay, it will take the first line of the program, then it will change it into object code, and at the same time it will run the statement and give you output. But the drawback here is that if your first statement is false, like if your first statement is wrong, it contains some error, then in that case it will not execute those, it will not go to the second line. It will not execute the second line if the first line is a mistake. Okay, that thing you need to keep remember in your mind. So it takes data at the same time. Here the execution, running, conversation takes translation place at the same time. Here, translation takes place at the same time. Okay, please remember my point. Here, no object code, that is, no separate code is created. That's why there will be no external memory. That's why interpreter is quite slower. Okay, so debugging is easy. Now, there's another point is that debugging is quite tougher in compiler, but debugging is quite easy in interpreter. Why it is easy? Because yes, in compiler, if we write the whole program, at the end of the program we will get the list of errors. Again we need to go through the entire program, and then again we need to rectify each of them. But in interpreter it's not like that. One line error is there, rectify it, then it will move to second line. That's a less hectic in case of interpreter. Interpreter needs less memory, as we already discussed. So interpreter also has certain features, as I have mentioned over the PPT. You can take this as your like question answers also. That it reads the source code, analyzes the code, executes the code, provides result. Okay, so Python, Ruby, these are certain examples of interpreter. I hope that the concept is clear about interpreter, compiler, assembler for all of you. If you have any queries related to this topic, you can just ping me in the comment section, and also over the Instagram channel you can DM me. So moving forward, we will keep like we will come back with more exciting videos based upon our computer, based upon our programming languages, and based upon the new features in the market as of now. Till then, take care and bye bye.